guys? I have a Dolphins preview coming at you right here, but I'm recording on my old laptop. Well, it's the newer one, but it's the one the mic always sounded so bad on. But since I've sent it in to get fixed, I think it's a little better. I just sent my computer in because it had a few problems, and I think they fixed something in my computer that made my microphone a lot better. So I think you can understand me a lot better, but I still don't know how great the microphone is. But from what I've tested, it should sound alright. But we got these Dolphins, these Doofins, and I mean, I'm not gonna take them like a joke. And I'm not gonna take them lightly because this is a more important game than most people are gonna realize. It's we've come off two big wins and both teams coming off their bye. You would every team, everybody in the world thinks we can beat this team right now. And if we lose, that's going to be a huge deal, as far as our street cred, But, the whole, it's just like everybody's got these high expectations for us now. And if we lag here, I mean, it could be for the best. I mean, it really could. I mean, because it could really wake our team up and play hard for the rest of the season. And then again, you would have people doubting us again, And I mean, I like it better like that. It's always funner when your team's under the radar. You got something to look forward to. But I'm not too worried about the Dolphins. I do think we'll play, but well, I do think we'll beat them. I can't say that the distraction's going to come in their way. That it's going to be a big deal because they had a big win last week, and they played like champions last week, and I think they've always had a good ball club. They started off 3-0. I really liked their team. At the beginning of the year, I thought that they had a solid defense. I knew their running game wasn't going anywhere, and their offensive line wasn't going to be any good. So I kind of knew they probably wouldn't make the playoffs because of that. But when they started out 3-0, I was like, well, some teams can get lucky, And if they beat the Saints, they was 3-0 them about to play them on Monday night. I was like, if they can beat the Saints or play good with them, they have a chance. And they didn't. And it's a shame. I have no hate for the Dolphins really. Um, I don't know many video makers for the Dolphins. D1 chosen, uh, 936 or something. I don't you search that in YouTube because I don't think that's his name, but something like that. But you can find him. But he's about the only one I've seen on there. Uh, NFL Panthers '07 Connor. He said that there used to be a guy called the AFC East Miami that used to do videos, but I don't know if he's still around. If he is and he sees this video, make sure to comment because I always like to see what other people think, what other fans of teams think about their team. The Dolphins are kind of looking at us like we're going to be a statement game for them. The Patriot game and the 49er game was a huge statement for us. It was a statement game. And that's how the Dolphins are looking. The Dolphins are looking to win a statement game. To say that we're for real. And we can make the playoffs still. And sorry, Dolphins, I don't see it happening. But anything can happen. The Panthers this year have kind of surprised a lot of people. And they haven't surprised me to as far as my expectations before the year started. But they have surprised me since they started off 1-3. I thought it was gonna be the same thing. I was nervous. I was worried. I was wondering who our next coach would be. And now our coach is running for coach of the year. I don't think it'll happen. Andy Reid's. I feel like got that as a shoe-in. Anyone that could turn a 2-14, 3-13 team around like that, and have a new coaching staff and all new players and turn it around into a 9-0 start. I mean, that's ridiculous. Now they're 9-1, of course, but that's crazy, but that's why I don't think Rivera will win it. If he wins out through the rest of the season, we sweep the Saints. We win the division. And there's a possibility it could happen. And if the Chiefs fall off a little bit, lose about 3 more games, he could win it. Which I see the Chiefs losing 3 more games. Matter of fact, I think they'll fall off just a little bit. They've had an easy schedule. But back to Panthers and Dolphins. Dolphins have a weak offensive line. They allow a lot of running plays. Their secondary is weak, and that's their weaknesses. And I think we'll exploit them. We don't have like a power running game. Exactly, we have power backs, but we don't have power running game. Real talk, Perez set me straight on that, and yeah, he made me understand that a little better. We don't necessarily have a power running game because our offensive line doesn't block that great. You look at Tampa Bay's team, and any running back they put back there runs great, and that's what you call power running game because they scheme it up right. Anybody can run back there, but but with these Dolphins, I think we will actually run. We should have ran against New England, but we only rushed the ball, I think, 16 times. We only had 6 offensive possessions in that game, and we're lucky we scored on. Let's see, we scored on 4 of them. So, right, yeah, we scored on 4 of them. So, I mean, that's really efficient with the ball. And I see us having at least 8 or 9 offensive possessions in that Miami game, maybe 10 or 11. So I see us being efficient with the ball, and I see us scoring 30 points. Might seem like a stretch, but they do have a defensive ends and pass rushers. They do have good pass rush. They can get after the quarterback, but that's about it. On offense, they can score points. When you think of the Dolphins, you don't think of that because they can't run the ball, but they can. Tannehill is a pretty good quarterback in my opinion. He has been doing pretty good. He's been doing pretty well. I really like Ryan, what he's doing for the Dolphins, but their quarterback, how they won last week was this throwing slant passes to them quick wide receivers they have. They have really fast wide receivers that they can hit on a slant really quick and they're gone. And they can throw them short passes to them quick wide receivers and they can make people miss. And that's a big weakness of ours. And it wouldn't surprise me if they get a big play or two off of us. So I see them actually, I wouldn't normally see a team like the Dolphins scoring much because there hasn't been any team in the whole NFL this year score, much over 20 points against us. So, but, I would say I don't think the Dolphins will score, I don't think they'll score over 20. I really don't. I see them get maybe 17. And I hate to say that because it's hard to think of our defense allowing 2 touchdowns to Miami whenever they only allowed 2 touchdowns against New England. So, and that was without Charles Johnson. Oh, and by the way, Charles Johnson will probably be out this game, and that's another big reason I feel like they'll score a lot more. I feel like we probably won't have as much pressure on the quarterback, but I do like Charles Johnson. I mean, not Charles Johnson. Yeah, I like him. Of course I do, but he's going to be out. But I like Frank Alexander and Mario Addison. I really, really like those two, especially Frank Alexander. He's the type of guy that can swat a ball. He has swatted so many balls. Like he might not get much playing time, but in his playing time, I swear, like he's almost swatted like at least 25% of his snaps that he's had. He swats so many balls, it's ridiculous. I don't know if I'm the only one that notices this, but this guy, he swats a lot of balls. And he's also a pretty good edge rusher. He can get around guy in front of him and get to the quarterback. He's pretty athletic. Mario Addison, he's just a big guy that can run someone over to get and just bull rush his way to the quarterback. I really like Mario Addison. And speaking of our defensive lines and guys that might not get enough credit, that's Quan Stewart, man. I think Quan Stewart has done better than Starr. Now, you can say what you want, but Quan Stewart, he has been doing great. I mean, the time he's gotten to play, he has made a huge impact. He's had probably the same amount of sacks as Starr. He's had, I don't know, probably 2 forced fumbles, and he hasn't even got to play that much. I mean, he's been great. He has been great. Quan Stewart he has been awesome. And then Dewan Edwards, on top of that, I mean, golly, Dewan Edwards is just, he's a great defensive tackle. he can get to the quarterback, he can stop the run. I mean, I love Dwan Edwards too. But Star Latuli's gotten the credit he deserves, but I feel like Quan Short hasn't. He's been just as good, if not better. And I feel like if Star Latulile wins Rookie of the Year, I feel like Short deserved it better. For the snaps he's played, he's done incredible. But in the New England game, our secondary worried me a little bit, especially with short passes. I thought maybe we'd get better at that and we'd start coming up better, but Ron Rivera didn't play it that way. We have been, but we didn't in that game, and I hope the game plans is a little different. And I don't think I think Miami knows they're not going to run on us. So I think we should seriously look at a 3-4 defense in that game, and just leave. For the majority of the game, don't blitz too much. Just play it a little conservative on defense, not necessarily conservative, but just account that they're probably not going to run. They probably won't have over 12 rushing attempts against us because they don't have a running game, and we have the best rushing defense in the NFL. And I'm pretty sure they know that they're not going to run against us, and I think they know that they're going to have to win this game with their defense, and they're going to have to force turnovers on their part, and that's where the desperation for the Dolphins are going to come in, and that's where our mistakes on offense are probably going to come from, is the Miami's desperation to try to win the game, their defense trying to win it for them, and I think it's going to get them burnt a few times from overshooting things and trying too hard. I think they're going to go for the ball instead of the tackle, and we'll break a few tackles, and I think it's going to lead to a few mistakes from us and a few mistakes from the Dolphins. So I think it's all going to equal itself out. I don't really have much else to preview. I got to give props to D1 Chosen, whatever his name is. He reps his Dolphins, and I like him. I can respect his videos, but excuse me. If he starts saying anything out of the ordinary, I'll be on here to 7 straight. I promise. You might, just to let everybody know, I know this has been a lot cleaner, than my last videos, but I'm trying. This is all for entertainment, and I want anyone of any age to be able to watch my videos. I'm not gonna just stop. I'm not gonna be Mr. Clean and everything. I'm not gonna be like a sissy about it or anything, but I am going to start taking things a little cleaner and a little less serious on here. And hopefully, just be better for everybody. But other than that, it's a lot bigger game Sunday than most people will think. It's going to be a tougher challenge than most people think. But hopefully we can be frying up some fish sticks on Sunday afternoon and celebrate that win and move on to the Bucs, who are going to have a big test this Sunday against the Lions. They just killed the Atlanta Falcons and made our stomping on them look terrible. Tampa just ran all over Atlanta. Literally ran. Their defense ran all over them. Their defense, Tampa's defense had the ball in that game more than Atlanta's offense, I think. But I don't know. Hopefully, they'll come back down to earth. Hopefully the Lions will kill them. They need that win. And we need the Lions to win. We need them to win that division and not stomp out of it and beat us in the wild card if we end up losing games and don't win our division. But anyway, I guess I'm done. Panther fans, you keep pounding, and hopefully we'll be frying some fish sticks Sunday, like I said. And keep pounding.